Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Thank you for coming to this forum today. How are you feeling today?
Good.
Okay, it is great to see all of you right now. So today we are going to have a great time with our special guest discussing about an anti-vaccine issue. Before we start further on this topic, I would like to start with a simple introduction. So I am Miss Nurdiyanah as your moderator for this forum today. Here we have three special guests as our panels. Next to me is Dr. Mazuin Kamaruddin as a medical expert in Hospital Kuala Lumpur. How are you today, Doctor?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine.
Okay. Next to her is our second panel, Dr. Nurrin Hidayah. She is pediatric from Hospital Kanak-Kanak University Kebangsaan Malaysia. Welcome to this forum, Doctor.
Thank you.
Okay, last but not least is our third panel, Dr. Fitry, Associate Professor of Behavior Science and Ethics at St. Matthew's University School of Medicine. Welcome, Doctor. So nice to meet all of you as our panels today. First of all, I would like to explain a little bit about the vaccine and anti-vaccine. A vaccine is a substance that used to stimulate the production of antibodies and provide immunity against one or several diseases prepared from the causative agent of a disease, its product or a synthetic substitute treated as an antigen without inducing the disease, while anti-vaccine is opposed to the use of vaccine. So a handful of parents and anti-vaccine activists told lawmakers on the Health and Human Committee that they believe vaccines are responsible for countless cases of autism, learning disabilities, and also death. Without further ado, I would like to welcome our first panel, Dr. Mazuin. My first question is, why people should take vaccine and what is the negative impact of ignoring vaccine?
Okay, first of all, I want to say thank you to Miss Moderator for inviting me today as one of the panels for today's forums. Okay, my name is Dr. Nurul Binti Kamaruddin, and I am medical expert in medicine at Hospital Kuala Lumpur. Okay, for the question, actually I want to explain and I want to share the information about vaccination as my role as a medical expert. I hope that everyone that present today can gain more knowledge and be more alert about why vaccination is important. First of all, we have to know what is the vaccine before we take it, right? So, as a moderator has explained just now, vaccine is a substance used to stimulate the production of antibodies and provide immunity against several diseases, prepared from the causative agents of a disease. It is treated to act as an antigen without inducing the disease. They are strong enough to make the immune system producing antibodies that lead to immunity. So that is the definition of vaccines. People need to know why they should take the vaccine. A vaccine is important in order to prevent diseases in the future. People with no vaccine have a higher risk of suffering from diseases such as measles, diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, and some other diseases. They need to take a vaccine to lower a risk from exposure to this kind of disease. And actually, vaccinations are safe and effective. All of this have been proven by careful review by doctors, federal governments, and dentists and scientists to make sure it was safe. Not only that, through vaccination, it protects other people in the large community. And the bad impact that will occur if they're ignoring vaccine, they will spread the disease to others with weakened immune systems. This could result in long-term complications and even death for these vulnerable people. There are several studies that have been proved that the vaccine is safe and effective. The studies about general safety are vaccines are not associated with autism, written by Taylor L. Swartz-Fletcher from Vaccine Topic in article volume 32, issue 29, and this article has explained briefly about this vaccine is effective and safe. All of the audience can look forward and can look further about this article to get more information about it. And to conclude my opinion, I hope that all the ladies and gentlemen that could be more alert and understand the importance of vaccination and the negative impact of ignoring this. Prevention is better than cure. So thank you.
Wow, such a great explanation from Dr. Mazuin. So, what I can conclude from the sharing is vaccine helps to prevent disease in the future and also have their own negative impact. So, as Dr. Mazuin said earlier, vaccine have a higher risk of suffering disease, and for sure by taking the vaccine, it can help to reduce those infections. So, without a vaccine, the disease may spread to others easily and productively. But there are also some people believe that vaccination is bad for our health. So I am very excited to welcome Dr. Fitry to share about anti-vaccine issue. So Dr. Fitry, I would like to ask why some people deny the effectiveness of vaccination towards their children.
Thank you, Ms. Moderator and Head of Panel for inviting me today. There has been a recent trend of parents in Western countries or Asia and other that refusing to vaccinate their children due to the numerous reasons and perceived fear. This is because the vaccine can cause serious and sometimes fatal side effects. According to Center for Disease, CDC for the short term, all vaccines carry a risk life-threatening allergic reaction, which is anaphylaxis, in about 1 per million children.
Many of them.
In the US, rotavirus vaccination can cause intersection, which is a type of bowel blockage that may require about 1 per 20,000 babies hospitalized, and the PAP, which is diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis, and MMR vaccine may be associated with long-term seizure, coma, lower consciousness, and brain damage. CDC also reported that pneumonia can be caused by chickenpox vaccine, and a small possibility occur in flu vaccine that could be associated with Guillain-Barré syndrome, a disorder in which the person's immune system attack part of the peripheral nervous system in about 1 or 2 per million people vaccinated. The National Vaccine Information Center, NVIC, state that the vaccine may be linked to learning disabilities, asthma, autism, diabetes, chronic inflammation, and other disabilities. Next, the reason why we used to refuse vaccination is the vaccine contains harmful ingredients such as thimerosal. Thimerosal is an organic mercury compound that linked to autism, and in some vaccine, aluminium and excess aluminium in human bodies can cause neurological harm. Formaldehyde also found in some vaccine is carcinogen, and when it's exposure, it can cause side effects such as cardiac impairment, central nervous system depression, changes in higher cognitive function, coma, convulsion, and death. Formaldehyde that used in some BTAP vaccination is the compound used to disinfect medical and dental equipment, and when exposure, it can cause asthma and other respiratory issues. Finally, vaccine can contain ingredients that some people consider immoral or otherwise objectionable. This is because in 1916, the producing of MMR and chickenpox vaccine are cultivated in cells from two fetus aborted Some vaccine for DTaP, MMR, and chickenpox vaccine are made using animal product like chicken egg, bovine, insect cell, coccus spinal cells, pig gelatin, and even cell from African green monkey. That's making those vaccine conflict with some vegetarian and vegan philosophies. And the other problem is some vaccine are produced using human albumin, a blood plasma protein. In conclusion, vaccine are unneutral and neutral immunity is more effective than vaccination. This is because even pro-vaccine organizations state that neutral vaccination causes better immunity. The Children's Hospital of Philadelphia mentioned that it is true that neutral infection almost always causes better immunity than vaccine, whereas immunity from the disease often follow a single neutral infection, whereas immunity from vaccine occur only several doses. That's all for me. Thank you.
So thank you for your sharing, Doctor. So we can see that vaccination have their own pros and cons too, and that depends on the parent how they believe the effectiveness of vaccination to their children. So as Dr. Fitry said earlier, the vaccines also may contain harmful ingredients and that will affect the children's health. So that is why some parents believe that natural immunity is more effective than vaccination. I have read an article that stated by the Children's Hospitals of Philadelphia that say, is it true that natural infection almost always causes better immunity than vaccines? Now, we proceed to Dr. Nurrin for the next question. So, when parents choose to vaccinate their children, what is the risk of doing that?
Thank you to moderator, panels, and thank you for inviting me. I'm Nurrin Zatil Hidayah Binti Samsudin, pediatrician from Hospital Permata Kanak-Kanak UKM. Just now, Dr. Mazuin have told everything about vaccine and their importance. But as pediatric, I just want to remind again to all parents that you need to realize that you need to vaccinate your child for their good and others. Okay, parents are responsible to their child health, and by taking risk not to vaccinate their children maybe can easily got disease like measles that can bring swelling and can damage their brain and got death. Other than that, they will get mumps that can cause permanent deafness. This disease doesn't have treatment, and the proven way to protect this disease from this disease is anti-vaccine. Okay, next. Vaccination is not only protect your child but protect other people. Like example, it will protect new babies. Even they have vaccine, but they have low immune system because they still very young. Okay, then for next is elderly. They have for the elderly, it's very easy to get disease because they are too old and easily get disease because their immune also very low. So what can I can conclude here that vaccine is very important not to your children but to protect others. You need to think about others that will suffer if you not vaccinate your children. If there are more parents that choose not to vaccinate their children, the greater the risk of getting infected with fatal disease will separate throughout the nation. That's all from me. Thank you.
So thanks to Dr. Nurdiyanah for your sharing. That is very helpful information from you. So based on my understanding, the vaccine also protects others, not only the children. So immunization will also protect future generations. Vaccine have reduced and in some cases eliminated many diseases that kill or severely disable people just for a few generations ago. Because of advance in medical science, your child can be protected against more disease than ever before. So to conclude, there are many things and information that we can get from this discussion today. So vaccination is very important for our children's health, but it also can be harmful to them. Vaccines are a way to further our life experience and fuel childbirth. Without vaccines, epidemics would be more common and widespread. Disease will always mutate in order to survive. Vaccine just give humanity a fighting chance. So to conclude this discussion, it can be proven that vaccination is vital for the livelihood of our children. However, there are some cases whereby anti-vaxxers would deny the effectiveness of vaccination for their children due to their assumption and belief, rightly or wrongly, that vaccine could cause autism, learning disabilities, and also that and others. So thank you to our 3 panels today, and it's our honor to invite all 3 of you to this discussion, and also not to forget, thanks to our audience for hearing our sharing. So thank you.